Welcome to Love You Longmont. My name's BERYL DURAZO and I am your host. There's a lot going on this summer in Longmont, including Longmont Startup Week and the Longmont Jazz Association's Jazz Festival in downtown Longmont. Today we are joined by Tim Ellis with the Jazz Association. Welcome, Tim.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, thanks for joining us. Can you give us a little history about the Jazz Association?
Sure. So this year is our 20th anniversary. We started off at Boulder Fairgrounds and had a small festival there and moved to Roosevelt Park in years after that. And until this year, we've exclusively had our festivals at Roosevelt Park. We've always had some of the best musicians, in jazz that Colorado has to offer. And we've been able to work with high school students. We provide, generally a place for people to come see live music and experience the music so that we can kind of forward our mission of, exposing jazz music to everybody, that could come and see it.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So you talked about a little bit about changing venues.
Yes.
So you're going to be in downtown Longmont this year?
Absolutely.
Awesome.
So a little bit more background. I got involved with the Jazz Association about 7 years ago. My family and I moved here from New Orleans, and as you know, the experience of jazz and festivals and things in that area, it just becomes a part of life. So when I came up here, we came up because of Hurricane Katrina, so I was looking for something to kind of attach me back to home. And so I naturally went straight to the Jazz Festival. And it was a different experience for me. Not a bad experience, just different. It's a different culture, different everything. Mm-hmm. So later on, I got involved with the actual association and became a member of the board. And we maintained what we had done over the years. We still had some of the best music. We have a great following. At that point, it was mostly an older crowd, mm-hmm. but we had a sprinkling of different ages and different cultures. We've always tried to have a diverse cultural mix of music at our festivals. Dixieland, straightforward jazz, Latin jazz, gypsy jazz, Afro-Cuban.
What's your
things
favorite?
Like that. I have to say, Dixieland, obviously, traditional jazz is it's home to me. But my next favorite has to be Afro-Cuban style. There's something about jazz mixed with the congas and that tropical feel that I really, really love.
So what can people expect for music this year?
Yeah, so this year we decided, a lot of factors made us decide to move from Roosevelt Park. So we're very happy to move to Fifth Avenue.
That's awesome.
We're going to be on Fifth Avenue on July 21st from 11 o'clock in the morning. Our headliner band is Ritmo Jazz Latino. Mm-hmm. Just a fantastic, Latin jazz band, more of an Afro-Cuban style, mm-hmm. but just a great feel. They're going to close out our festival, and they're going from 7 p.m. to 8:30. And we're starting off, just to give you a quick heads up on the lineup, we're starting off with high school students, the All-Star Jazz Band, Longmont All-Star Jazz Band. A bunch of very talented high school students from the St. Vrain Valley School District. We'll be going on at 11. Okay. And then at 12 o'clock, we have Joe Smith and the Spicy Pickles.
That's a fun name.
They're a really good, band. They're really fun, have a really good following. After that, we're followed by Robert Johnson and the Mark Diamond Trio. Wow. Really an awesome, male vocalist. Great trio behind him. They're going to do a good mix. After that, we have a straightforward jazz band, the Steve Kowalczyk Trio. He's one of Colorado's best jazz guitarists. We're really happy to have him here this year.
Awesome.
And then after that, we bring in Miss Girafina. They're more of an international gumbo of there's a Latin hint to it, but it's more of an international style, really great. They were at our festival last year, and we had a fantastic response. They were just really good to watch. After they go off, then we have the Fat City Mardi Gras Band.
Fun.
Being from New Orleans, I had to kind of get that in there. These guys are a lot of fun. They actually, so last year we brought Longmont its very first New Orleans style second line parade down Main Street.
It was awesome. I got to see it.
Fantastic. Everybody, we got a great response. We basically had 150 people follow behind a brass band, and we marched down Main Street to 3rd, came up 3rd, and came back up to 5th Avenue. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And we brought
and people followed you for
sure.
They
did.
Yeah.
We stopped everybody. Everybody enjoyed it.
That's great.
So we've had a lot of people ask us about that this year. We're trying to set that up now. We are going to do that again this year.
That's great.
And we'll release the date on that. But I believe we're going to do it for second Friday, the week before the festival this year.
Perfect. That's great.
And then the Friday night before the festival, that night, we're partnering with the Dickens Opera House.
Awesome.
And we're going to have a kickoff event at, I believe it starts at 7, but it's going to start off with a band called Signal Z, which is a jazz fusion band, fantastic band. And then the headliner that night is a great funk band called Funk Enough. They're more of a jazz style funk band.
Cool.
And they'll be playing. So that's kicking off our festival that Friday night.
What else can people expect at the festival? Besides music, I'm sure there's other things going
Absolutely. So let me throw this in real quick. Our headliner obviously is Ritmo Jazz Latino. We brought them in. They're going to be finishing out. But one of the reasons that I'm really excited about moving this to 5th Avenue is because we want to partner with the downtown businesses and that downtown creative district.
Awesome.
We want to promote the downtown creative district, and we want to make this a destination festival. That's our ultimate 3 to 5 year plan.
That's awesome.
Is we want to make this festival a destination festival, and in return help make Longmont a destination town. So by moving it to 5th Avenue, what we can do is we're going to partner. We consider ourselves automatically partners with every restaurant downtown and everybody within 6 blocks of our footprint. People can come during the day. We are going to have 2 food trucks, but that's just so that we can have food there. We're partnering with Samples.
Awesome.
So Samples is bringing their food truck. It'll be there all day for people to get food at Samples.
Perfect.
And they have a restaurant on Main Street, so that's a good way for them to promote their restaurant.
Definitely.
We also have another food truck coming in. They're called Ice Cream Colorado. They've been at our festival for the last 5 years.
Great.
And they do New Orleans style shaved ice. We call them
Awesome.
snowballs in New Orleans, but up here it's shaved ice.
Nice.
But it's New Orleans style, great truck, great way to cool off. But we also expect that during the day, if people get hungry, Rosalie's Pizza's right there.
Yep.
Dryland Distillery's opening up. We are not serving alcohol on our footprint, but every one of those businesses and every one of those places along the footprint, you can get beer there, you can get alcohol. We want people to visit those places during the day.
And I'm sure they'll be able to hear the music no matter where they are,
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
Great.
And the festival spans 10 hours, so you can take a break and go eat at Samples, or you can go across the street to O'Shea's, you can go to Rosalie's, you can go to Treats, which is a new restaurant that's awesome.
Do you know if any restaurants are offering specials during the festival?
We are talking to them now,
Awesome.
but the plan is to have restaurants during the day, maybe offer some special for the festival so that we can push them to those restaurants during the day.
Does it cost any money to come to the festival?
It does not. We are
What?
absolutely free. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
We're providing world-class music. We want to open up downtown Longmont and have people come and have some great food. We're going to have some booths there with some local nonprofits. We are promoting the Creative District. We consider the LDDA and the Creative District a partner. We want to do everything we can to boost that area and boost everything that's going on downtown. There's art with the Firehouse.
The Firehouse will be open.
This is an official invitation to the Firehouse. We've got Arts Longmont.
Yep.
Art Walk. We've got the Artists Guild. Every art venue down there. We want to partner with everybody. We want to boost everybody because we want to make this something that Longmont's proud of. What we really want to do is we want to give the people that are outside of our boundaries there, those boundaries for the Creative District, a reason to come in and celebrate our culture down here and come in and celebrate Longmont.
That's great.
And that's another quick piece I wanted to throw in. One thing that we really, really want to do is we want to boost the culture that is in Longmont.
Yep.
I know that anywhere from 25 to 30% is Latino,
Yep.
but there are a ton of other cultures as well. We want to celebrate that entire gumbo.
Awesome.
That's my New Orleans deal. We want to celebrate that entire gumbo and let people come in and be proud of what we have in Longmont.
As they should be.
Yeah.
Because we love Longmont, don't
Absolutely, we love Longmont. So.
What's your favorite thing about Longmont?
The people. You know, 13 years ago, my family came here from New Orleans. We evacuated here on 3 days' notice. And the community in Longmont did more for my family than I could actually do at the time myself, and I didn't even know it. We have a fantastic community of businesses and people throughout Longmont who, were very giving here. We're very supportive of everything that happens in Longmont. And I had a business in downtown Longmont, was able to kind of build a good network, as a professional photographer. And one of the things that I always said I wanted to do was give back to the community, and it took me a long time because I don't just do that lightly. But I think I've found a way that I can actually help give back to the community, not just with the festival, but by helping make it a destination festival and make Longmont a destination town and help do my part in the community. So,
are you working with Visit Longmont to kind of help that?
I absolutely am. We got a grant from Visit Longmont, which is awesome.
Great.
And they're a fantastic help. I can't say enough about them. LDDA, Kimberly and Colin and Emily and everybody at the LDDA have been a fantastic help. We've just found nothing but support from everybody down here. The firehouse and the arts community has been open and giving, and
well, we're excited to have you guys down here. I think it's really awesome.
It's a lot of fun. So.
Yeah. Well, where can people find more information about the festival?
Sure. So the best way to do it is go to our website at www.longmontjazz.com or .org. You can go to both of those. We have the Longmont Jazz Association has a Facebook page.
Great.
And you can also find more. I have my own, you can go to my Facebook page at Tim Ellis or French Quarter Photography, and I'm also on Instagram as French Quarter Photography.
Perfect.
And we're promoting everything at the Longmont Jazz Association and Longmont Jazz.
That sounds great.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of local downtown secret studios and things like that, we're gonna head on over to check out Sweet Letter Press. We got to do a studio visit with them. Here you go. I'm here with Matthew Winheld of Sweet Letter Press. Hi Matthew, how are you?
Doing well, thanks.
Tell me a little bit more about Sweet Letter Press.
Okay. Sweet Letter Press is a design and letterpress printing studio. My wife Elizabeth and I started it about 10 years ago, and she does all the design and I do printing on these old antique letterpress machines. We do a lot of wedding invitations, business stationery, and a lot of retail products as well.
Great. Well, if you're in downtown Longmont, you'll see a lot of his print for the Downtown Summer Concert Series and different events going on. Tell us what we're going to be looking at today.
Today I'm going to set up a job, a reprint for a client who needs a small, one color, what did I call it, gift certificate for their jewelry, for their jewelry store.
Great. Well, thank you for having us.
My pleasure. Thanks. So I'm just getting this job set up. So I got my paper here and my plate in here, and basically I'm just trying to make sure that things are in place so it's going to hit where I want it to hit and that the impression looks nice. We don't have ink on the press yet. We'll get to that once I know the impression all looks good. And so I'm just going to work now. So that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and take an impression now, which means I'm going to have the plate and the paper meet and have an impression go into the paper. So I do that by pulling this bar out. I'm going to adjust this a little bit. And so what we have is called blind impression here. I don't know if you're getting a great shot of that. I can move it in the light. And you have basically the impression as it's going to look without the ink. Okay, so I've just applied my first attempt at the perfect color for this job, and so that's mixed in the rollers, and we're gonna go ahead and take an impression with the ink and see how it looks from there. there's our first shot. So this is the first impression I took, and I'm really happy. This is a really good place for starting place. There's always tweaking to do. I'm noticing a little bit more inky on this side than this side. I don't know if you're going to get a good picture of that, but it's the kind of thing that I try to pay really great attention to. You know, my eye, I try to have my eye be at least a little bit ahead of most clients so that, you know, if I'm okay with it, they're going to be okay with it. But, you know, there's no such thing as perfection, but I really strive to get it as clean as possibly can. All right, so I've done a little bit of tweaking on the process and gotten it nice where I want it for me and the client. We're going to go ahead and run and let the machine do its thing for a few. All right, thanks for stopping by, Sweet Letter Press. I'm happy to have studio visits. If anybody wants to make an appointment, contact us through the website, sweetletterpress.com. You can catch us once in a while at the farmers markets in Longmont. And the next one I'm doing is September Artisan Market. And I'll have open studios listed on the website sometime soon. Thanks.
We'd like to thank Tim Ellis for joining us today on Love You Longmont. We're now joined by Colin ARGYS, the event coordinator for Longmont Downtown Development Authority. Welcome, how are you?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for joining us. So there's a lot going on in downtown Longmont. You really help make a lot of these things happen. Tell us what you do.
There sure is, yeah. So I am the event coordinator for the Downtown Development Authority. I'm responsible for helping, you know, put on these events downtown. Some of them we do ourselves. Some of them we help kind of partner with organizations like the Longmont Jazz Association. We're really excited to have the Jazz Festival downtown. I think that's going to be a great thing for downtown Longmont and hopefully a great thing for the Jazz Festival and Longmont in general. Downtown's a great place to have an event like that. People love coming and dancing in the street and being able to watch music in the street. And you know, we've had our 10th annual Downtown Summer Concerts was this year. Those have been really successful and growing every year. So
we had Bonnie and the girls on to talk about the girls' night.
That was awesome.
So that's super
fantastic.
Exciting.
Yeah.
And so far it's been great turnouts for all of the events downtown.
Yeah.
What would you estimate attendance has been?
Our attendance was probably right around 4,000 for most of the shows,
wow.
Which is equaled our best from previous years. So
that's fantastic.
Hoping to continue to grow that.
And where can people find information about events that you guys are hosting?
So downtownlongmont.com is our website, and we have a comprehensive event calendar on there. All the businesses downtown that host events and have things going on inside, post things there, as well as special events like the concerts and other stuff.
And last year you guys did a great block party to kind of announce the alleyway opening and things like that. Are you planning to do something similar this year?
Yeah, so maybe not exactly that same format. We did want to kind of showcase that, hey, we put a lot of effort and money into these alleys, and they're places that people can enjoy and utilize. And so yeah, that was a great showcase of that. This year we are going to do kind of a fall arts preview, I think, in August, probably in coordination with the Second Friday event that we do every month.
And I hear the Broncos might be coming.
Yeah. So the Denver Broncos approached me wanting to do one of their carne asada events in downtown. So we're going to help put that together. That should be a really cool event. Free to the public. The first, I think, 500 people get free food and free drinks, and the cheerleaders and the mascot and some former players. And
that's
so
awesome.
That'll be really fun.
Well, it'll be really enjoyable.
Yeah.
Longmont Startup Week is coming up. I know you guys are partnering with them as well. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure is, yeah. So we're helping to, you know, like you said, partner with Startup Week and keep that going strong. I think this is the 4th year they've been doing it. This year they're going to do a kickoff kind of block party outside of their base camp there, the COSOL building in the old Times Call building. So they're going to close off 4th Avenue between Kaufman and Terry Street, bring in the stage and have some bands, a couple bands play, food, drink, etc., and just kind of.
Any bands they would have seen maybe from the concert series?
I think their theme for this year is I believe it's Smarter Together, and or maybe it's Stronger Together, but one of the two.
I think it's Smarter Together.
I think it's Smarter Together, and they're trying to you know, bring in a diverse crowd and kind of embrace all Longmont has to offer, and so.
And it's all bilingual.
It's all bilingual, right? Exactly. Yeah. And so their headliner band for that night, I believe, is Los Cheesies.
Oh, they're great.
Super fun,
love them.
Super fun, bilingual, and yeah, they're hilarious. And
they are really fun.
Yeah, so.
It's a perfect fit for them.
Yeah, so that should be a nice event to kick it off, and then as usual, as the last few years, we'll have sessions in a bunch of different venues throughout downtown.
How many venues do you know?
I'm not positive. I think somewhere between 10 and 20.
Awesome.
Yeah, quite a few, and a lot of those downtown, some outside of downtown.
And what are the official dates?
It's July 23rd through 27th, I
Great.
believe, Monday through Friday. Yeah. So they'll have
Fantastic.
the kickoff concert on Monday, and then I think they've got a closing concert on Friday. That's
And where
outside of
can
downtown.
people find more information about that?
I believe longmontstartupweek.com,
Awesome.
or you can go to downtownlongmont.com, and we have it on our events calendar as well.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for joining us. We're going to actually go over and check out ARGYS, who told us a lot more about this Thinking Smarter Together initiative and Longmont being a smart city. Let's check it out. I'm here with Darren Elvin with ARGYS. How are you today?
Good, thank you.
Great, thanks for having us. Can you tell us a little bit more about what ARGYS does?
ARGYS is a smart cities technology company. We are producing hardware sensors that we put in the field to address noise pollution.
Great. Tell me a little bit more about smart cities. It's a new term for us.
Smart cities for Longmont is an ongoing multi-year strategy that over the years the cities have put in some very key foundational infrastructure components that now has got to a pinnacle height with NextLight, our broadband, that allows us now to tap into the myriad of technology and sensors that are coming to market today. With that, the city is now able to start capitalizing on more of this Internet of Things technology to actually sense what is going on in the city, to capture that data, to now turn that data around into insight and foresight and ultimately decision intelligence that enables us to now tackle things in the town such as quality of life issues, wastewater management, or actually taking a look at what happened during the floods. If we have this sort of sense network out there, we can basically be a little bit more proactive. We can increase our operational efficiencies. We can cost avoidance and things like that.
And residents can get involved, right?
Yes, so one of the greatest things about the Internet of Things technology and the current iterations of smart city technology now is actually engaging the community. The data that is captured is passed through the system, it's passed through the city systems, and then it's passed through what we call open data, which is now out to the larger community. So our community can actually see the data in real time, respond to that data in real time, and actually interact with the city to help foster new innovative solutions based on that data.
Great. So we're here at CoSolve, and there's all kinds of projects going on for the Smart Cities initiative. Let's talk a little bit about your mini computer here.
So when we talk about the Internet of Things, basically we're talking about things that are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. They're being very pervasive. Your smartphone is one of those devices that's basically an Internet of Things device. We have sensors that are distributed pretty much everywhere. This is a class of device that is a very small, high-end performing computer that is actually installed out in the field and the edge is the buzzword that we're using today, that actually captures data, whether that data be temperature, humidity, it could be sound levels in the case of our product here. We could also be catching compounds in the air, so we talk about the different air quality aspects, and sound being one of those aspects as well.
Great. And part of this was designed here at CoSolve, right? Tell me a little bit more about this.
So CoSolve itself is a community of entrepreneurs, startups, creatives, and what we're doing here is many different things. This is just one style of product that actually comes out of the CoSolve environment. The product in here is designed for a maker space. This is for a Raspberry Pi, a technology maker, etc. And this product made by Silic Ignition is a power unit for a Raspberry Pi. With Silic Ignition, one of our hardware manufacturing partners, we actually co-develop the internals for our units as well. And so we have a set of collaborative partnerships within this space, whether it be design, whether it be hardware manufacturing, software programming, or internal components.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about how they work?
So I can tell you about the sound monitoring solution. Literally, this is a set of evolution products as we've gone through. This is a traditional sound monitor that would be used by an enforcement official, a police officer that was out in the field to actually take sound readings. If there was ever a noise complaint or a noise conflict, an enforcement officer or a police officer would actually be dispatched out to that location, that venue, and they would stand and they would hold this, and this would actually give them a digital readout of what the sound levels are at that venue at that point in time. That becomes challenging, it becomes unsustainable, just because normally when there's a noise conflict, it's happened in the past by the time the enforcement official gets out there. What our innovation is, we've taken this traditional model and we've actually created a unit that will actually take real-time constant sound level readings. And we take that data, and rather than just providing it to the enforcement or the person that needs to do the oversight, we actually take that data and share it to everybody in the conversation. So whether it be the event producer, whether it be the sound engineer, whether it be the enforcement officer, or the resident, everybody sees that information in real time. And so now,
for like events at Roosevelt Park, all of our left-hand events.
and we actually did this during Soundbite Prospects.
Awesome.
During the summer last year, we were there and we were doing the sound monitoring there, and we shared that information with everybody. And what the sound engineer realized was he didn't need 10 linear speakers at the front. And so he reduced the number of speakers and actually put time delay speakers out in the audience, which changed the sound wave, which made the resident happy, made the audience happy because they didn't have to, from the back, they now got it. The sheriff was happy now because he didn't get called out so many times. And so this sort of innovation actually changed the dynamic of conflict in town.
That's great. Thank you so much. Are you excited for Longmont Startup Week?
I am indeed.
Awesome.
I'm very much looking forward to Longmont Startup.
Wow, what interesting work ArgyThought does, and we are a smart city. It's really interesting. Do you have anything else to share with us, Colin?
Yeah, one other thing we got going on this summer is we're bringing back Cruise Night, and
Awesome.
I think people will be really excited about that. It's going to be, the city's kind of partnered with us to just lift the cruise ban from 5 to 8 p.m. on Saturday, July 28th. All other traffic laws will still be in effect, so we want people to enjoy it responsibly, and then at 8 p.m. it'll be over and the cruise ban will go back into effect, but that's something we're really excited about too.
That's really
So,
exciting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So lots going on here in Longmont. July 21st is the Jazz Association's Jazz Festival in downtown Longmont. July 23rd through the 27th is Longmont Startup Week, and July 28th is Coloradans
Cruise Night.
Cruise Night.
Cruise Night.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us today on Love You Longmont. Thank you so much, Colin. We really appreciate you coming out to share all the exciting things going on.
Absolutely.
We hope you have a great day. See you soon.